Hi there, welcome to your yoga class. Today we are doing a backbending sequence. So don't worry, there's going to be nothing that is out with what you're able to do. It's a beginners to intermediates level, so you don't need to worry. As I say, variations for absolutely everything. All we're trying to do is open the back up a little bit and move towards backbending. Or if you've got more experience where that's concerned, then you can do a little bit of a harder pose. So let's get on with it. First of all, we'll sit down in an easy seat and just arrive at our mat. So sit in an easy seat with your legs crossed. You can pop a block underneath your bottom as well, if that helps. To have your hips a little bit higher than your knees can sometimes help when you're sitting down. And just rest your hands somewhere that's comfortable, okay? So you're in between on your knees, wherever you like. And feel free to close your eyes at this point as well. Sometimes it just helps to focus a little bit. So just start taking nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. And start to arrive on your mat, start to sort of bring your focus towards your yoga practice. Just for the next little while, this is all you've got to worry about. Feel those sit bones on the mat as well. Feel them grounding down into the mat. You're nice, safe and secure, and all you're doing is just preparing your body for practice, getting that breath equalised and nice and relaxed. So have a wee think about the quality of your inhales and your exhales. How does it feel when you're inhaling through your nose? Do you feel cold air coming in and warm air coming out? How long are your breaths? And try not to get too caught up in it, just notice it. Everyone has a different length of breath when they're doing this, and there is no right and wrong at this point. We're not doing any specific focused breathing exercise. All we're doing is breathing mindfully, and feel those shoulders relax as well. Feel your neck relax, that's it. Your face, cheeks, your jaw as well, and your head. Everything's just nice and relaxed. And with every breath you take, every exhale, you're exhaling out all the stuff that you don't need to think about for the next short while. And remember your nice full breaths as well. Breathing right deep into the abdomen. And using all that space that's there. Let's not waste any of the space. Lovely. And if you find your mind is racing at this point, just try and focus on your breath again. Think about that breath coming in through your nose and out through your nose, because it's quite easy for our minds to wander. Very easy indeed. So do a few more breaths, no rush. And settling on the next exhale, just open up your eyes. Okay? So we're going to start by doing a few sun salutations. Let's get the body warmed up. Really important before you do any sort of back bending to, of course, warm the body up and get moving a little bit. Okay? So coming on to all fours into tabletop. Okay? We are going to, first of all, we're going to tuck our toes in, okay, and come up to down dog straight away. So pop that bottom right up, then put your heels backwards, okay? Don't need to reach the floor. Walk that dog if you want to. Start stretching out those calves and those hamstrings. They might be quite tight. Your hands are splayed and they're shoulder width apart. You're wrapping the shoulders round, looking up at your navel or to the back of the mat. Sit bones up and back, that's it, and feel that first stretch out. Let's just take our time stretching out. That's it. Okay, and so from here, we're going to gently look up and walk towards our hands. Okay, now when you get up here, try and keep your hands on the mat. Bend your knees if you need to. Okay, so we are here, and if you want to, you can straighten your legs. Even if you're used to doing this straight-legged, keep a bend in them for the first time. There's no point in forcing it until you're a little bit warmer. That's it, hands on the mat. Now let's inhale, lengthen the spine forwards and look up, and then exhale, come back down again. Remember to bend those knees. Okay? Stay here just for a second. Straighten the legs a little bit. Your weight's in your toes at this point. Then we're going to inhale, circle sweep your arms up, palms together, and come down into your mountain pose, okay? So remember mountain pose. It is a pose on its own, so rather than just standing still, it's where we kind of reset. So feet together, thighs rolling in, nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, always shoulders relaxed, hands by the sides. And just trying to regulate your breath, okay? And at this point, you maybe don't need to regulate your breath, but later on, when we're doing something that will maybe get your heart rate up a little bit, just really important to check in with yourself. So we're going to do 3 sun salutations. Remember, there are variations for every single part of the sun salutation. And keep in mind that we are heading towards back bends, but don't worry, I'll talk you through all of this. And the thing is not to be apprehensive about back bending. We're not going to be going into a wheel pose or doing backflips or anything like that. All we're trying to do is stretch the front of the body. Of course, you're bending your back, but as well as bending your back, you're of course flexing the front. So think of it as lengthening the front of your body, as that's really what it is, as opposed to just bending your back. I might get hurt, that sort of feeling, okay? So we'll get to that in a wee minute. So come into the front of your mat in your mountain pose, circle, sweep your arms up, look at your thumbs, push those fingers up to the ceiling. And we're going to exhale, feet together, remember, and we're going to come to the mat and come to your forward fold. Bend those knees if you need to. Chest to thighs, okay? Inhale, fingertips, look ahead, then plant the hands. Now let's step back to a plank pose, okay? Feet at this point are hip width apart. Readjust if you need to, okay? So we're down here, and you're either going to put your knees down if you need to, or you're just going to lower down slowly. So we're all lowering down, regardless of whether your knees are on the floor or not. So put your tops of your feet on the floor, and the first one we're going to do is baby cobra. So let's just come up, arms are really bent, okay? This is a baby cobra here, okay? So we don't want to get right into it. Sometimes we are doing this quite early on in our sequence, so we don't need to go up to cobra straight away. Let's come back down again, and we're going to tuck those toes. Now you can come up to tabletop on your hands and knees first, or you can come straight up to downward dog. So tucking those toes in, switching that core on, and come straight up to downward dog. And we pause here for 5 breaths. Okay, walk that dog, push that mat away with those hands. That's it. Sit bones up and back. Your core is engaged. This is a partial inversion as well. An inversion is when your head is lower than your heart. So although we're not standing on our heads, it is still an inverted posture. That's it. Staying here for a few breaths. Then we're going to look up, and let's just walk or step or jump to the front of the mat. Look ahead on your fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Weight is in your toes. That's it. Then circle, sweep the arms up and inhale. Push up to the ceiling. Exhale, back to mountain pose. Let's do number 2. So standing here, sweep your hands up. Look at your thumbs. Palms are together, pressing against each other. Exhale, forward fold. Nice straight back, okay? Hands on the floor. Remember, bend your knees if you need to. Then we're going to look up, come up onto our fingertips. Hands to the floor and bend. Now, as I say, you can step or jump back. If you're going to jump back, you'll need to tip the weight into your hands just a little bit. Okay, so jump back into your plank pose, okay? Remember, feet are hip width apart. And then we're going to lower down. And then if you want to, flip your feet over and come up to upward dog. Okay, or cobra, which is when your feet are on the ground. Now, just check your arms out. Are they braced? We shouldn't be braced like this. A slight bend, okay? And your shoulders should be above your wrists. And look up to the ceiling. But you can look ahead if you want, that's fine. Okay, so cobra or up dog. And this is our first back bend. So it is technically a back bend. Nice one to warm up. Feel the front of the body flexing. So tuck those toes in, come up to downward dog again. Keep walking the dog if you need to. Other than that, check in with your breathing. How are you breathing? How does it feel? That's it. Push that mat away. That's it. Feel your foundation with your feet and your hands. Get those toes nice and splayed. That's it. Then we're going to look up, and then you can jump. Let's all try a jump. So look ahead And all we're going to do is jump halfway up the mat. That's it. So look up, and our hips are going to go up the way, okay? Not forward, okay? Up. So you just bend your knees and then put your hips up and up to the middle of the mat. That's it. And then walk the rest of the way, okay? So up onto your fingertips, then we're going to do another forward fold. Chest to your thighs, weight is in your toes. Then inhale, hands up, look at your thumbs. Back down to the beginning again. So here we are, and we're going to do a third and final one. Remember your variation. You might want to do an up dog this time instead of a cobra, okay? It really has to suit you, okay? As long as you are a little bit challenged by it, that's the key. So circle, sweep your arms up. Point those fingertips up to the ceiling. Wrap those shoulders round these big muscles here. That's it. Exhale, forward fold, hands on the floor. Remember to still bend those knees if you need to. Inhale, look up, look ahead, plant the hands, jump or step back. That's it. In our plank pose, then we're going to lower down, flip the toes and come to upward dog or your cobra pose. That's it. Then we're going to come over the toes again and come up to downward dog. Remembering that, of course, you can come into hands and knees, tabletop position in between times. Now really stretch out here. These knees, these heels don't need to be on the ground. If they're here, that's fine. We don't want a curved back or anything like that. So if you need to, bend your knees and straighten that, like a nice point from the base of your skull to the base of your back. So bending knees is fine if you need to do that. Check in with that breathing. Then we're going to look. Let's try that halfway jump again. Look, bend your knees, and then hips up, forward, and walk the rest of the way. Then up onto your fingertips, forward fold again. Now your hamstrings should be getting a bit looser. Not to say that you can maybe straighten your legs, but maybe straighten them a bit more. And that's it. Come up, look at the thumbs, and come to mountain pose. Well done. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer than you were a little minute ago. So we're going to start with our back bends. Now, really, really easy. We're going to stand in a mountain pose. That's it, okay? And what we're going to do, I'll come side on because it's a little bit easier. We're going to put our hands behind our head, interlace your hands. Just put them at the bottom of that bump in your head there. And what we're going to do, now rather than just going back the way in a back bend, what's really important to remember for any back bend is to come up and chest up. So we're coming like this rather than just back the way, because we need that length. Open ourselves up to come back. Create the room for yourselves. So arms behind your head. Inhale and lengthen. And then you're just going to tilt your head back and come into a slight back bend. Okay? You know where your limit is. Okay? We are not trying to get our heads to the floor. This is all we're doing. Chest is up, up, up. That's it. Up and forward, although you're going back. Okay, and feel that. You'll feel that in here in a good way. If it's sore, do back off. Okay, go only as far as you can. So we're here, staying here for a few breaths, and you'll feel that, of course, you can feel that in your sacral area, but you'll feel this stretching up the front, mainly here. Just now. That's it. Nice back bend, and those thighs are engaged, feet are together. That's it. And then come back down. And when you come back, you really feel that, because we're not just coming into the pose and coming out of it straight away. So by holding it for a little bit longer as well, it really lets you open up and gets that fascia involved as well. That's all the way, it runs through your muscles. And if it gets any sort of knots in it or anything like that, it can really impair movement and things. So that's really what we try and do anyway in any course of a yoga class. So standing here, we're going to do that again, but we're going to do it slightly differently. We're going to try prayer hands, okay? So what we're going to do is, if you can point your hands so you're in a downward prayer pose there, and keep the fingertips together, swivel your hands round and wriggle them up the back. It's a bit easier if you go side to side like this, and the palms are together. Now if that's out with your availability, that's fine. You can either hold on to your elbows or you can do this. Okay, press together like that. So one of those three should be available to you. If you still struggle with that, just do the first move that we did. Okay, so standing here, you're going to put your hands in whatever one you want to do. That's it, wriggle up. Okay, remember, inhale, lengthen, and then come back the way. And feel how that's changed the pose. Okay, because you get your shoulders involved here now as well. We're not just sort of relaxing into the pose. You'll still feel that, and you'll still feel it in the same area. But of course, your shoulders are working a wee bit hard as well. Your wrists are working. It feels a little bit different. Chest up, 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 and forward. We are coming back the way. Okay? That's it. Stay in there for a wee minute. You can always bring your head up if you want to, as long as you've still got that little bend in the back, okay? And remember and keep these hips forward as well, okay? We don't want to be back here, okay? Because then you might actually hurt yourself. So the hips are always forward and you're lifting from here, okay? So come back round as if you were in reverse prayer. Just give your wrists a little massage. So now we're going to do a couple of different moves, including a back bend, of course, but of course we're going to deal with the rest of the body as well. We're not just going to sit and back bend for the next wee while. So we're going to come to the front of our mats. I'm going to come to the other side of the mat so that I've not got my back to you. Okay, so we're going to come here and we're going to look over our right shoulder and step out to the right. Feet are about a leg length apart. Okay, now you're going to take your right leg and point it the other way. Now this foot, you're going to turn in, start with about 45 degrees-ish. Everyone is different, to enable you to turn your hips towards the front. Okay, just go as far as you can, because what we're going to be doing is another back bend, funnily enough. So we're here, okay, and you're going to hold your elbows behind your back. Now normally we come forward in this sort of pose, but again we're going to do that lifting motion. Lift up your back and back bend. Feel those feet, okay, into the mat. You're lifting up and you're coming back, okay. Feel those feet. The legs have got to be strong. Put a slight bend in the front knee if you want to. That's it. Stay here for a few seconds. Remember, bring your head up if you're getting dizzy or anything like that, as long as you've still got that bend in the back. And we're not just poking the stomach out, okay? We're lifting, keeping the hips forward and coming up and round. That's it. And stay in this position, okay? Because what we're going to do now is we're going to come up and catch the left wrist, okay, and then come back again. Okay, so we're getting arms involved in here, and our legs are getting a lovely stretch as well. That's it. Catching that wrist so that you'll feel this in here as well. That's it. Stay in here for a wee second or two. And then coming back down. Now remember, we had the choice before of the reverse prayer hands or catching the elbows or fists together. Choose whichever one of them you want to do, and we're going to counterpose this by doing a forward bend. So our legs haven't moved, okay? Remember, you can pop a wee bend, and not too much, but you can pop a wee bend in that front knee, okay? And we're going to choose our hand position, wriggle it up. That's it, if you've got your hands in reverse prayer. Now from here, we're going to lift, always lifting, inhale, and then exhale, and come over, okay? Now again, you can put that wee bend in the front knee, okay? So you're bending over. Now you can see how this is a counterpose to what we've just done. We're doing a forward bend, and if you can, and you bring your head closer towards your knee, you're going to get a nice curve on the spine. That's it. So your alignment is on your feet is about heel to heel. Okay, your hips are facing forward, same way as your head. That's it. And then we're going to inhale and lift up. Take your hands out, give them a wee circle. So bring your feet round to the side. We're going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so point the left foot out. Adjust that foot to wherever. If you do quite a lot of this, you'll know where to put your foot. That's it, but it shows it enables you to come round this way. Okay, so what we did first of all was, remember, prayer hands, whatever, fists together, or you're holding your elbows. That's it. So lift up, inhale, and come back. So although you might, if you're looking at it in the mirror, it might not feel like much of a back bend. We're not doing acrobatics here, but you are back bending because you can feel it all the way up the front here into your neck if your head's back. If that's too much for you, you can lift your head up as long as you're still doing your back bend. That's absolutely fine. That's it. And then coming back up. So feet are staying the same, and you're going to raise both hands up again, and we're going to catch the right wrist this time. That's it. And come up and back. Okay, so this changes it slightly. You might not be able to get back as much, but you'll still feel that in this area of your back. Very, very subtle back bends, but they are still back bends. That's it. So coming down again, remember, choose your hand position. Reverse prayer or fists or holding your elbows. Okay, and we're going to come over our front leg. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come over our front leg. Now you obviously feel that up your back of your front leg as well. That's it. And if you bring your head a little bit further around, you'll feel that spine flexing, which is lovely. Lovely wee counter pose to what we've just done. Okay. Then coming back up nice and strong. Turn your feet to the side. Take those arms out. Give them a little massage if you want. That's it. And then you're going to step back up to the front of the mat. Just like that. Easy peasy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a reverse warrior. Okay. Now normally we'll maybe come into this from a warrior pose or something like that, but we're just going to concentrate on this because there is a little bit of a backwards motion to this. So staying at the same side. Okay. Front of the mat again. You're going to legs a little bit wider this time, okay? Turn that foot out like we did and turn that foot. But what we're doing is we're not squaring up here. Our hips are slightly to the side, okay? Now this front hand is palm up and this front knee is bent. Watch the knee doesn't go over your toes, okay? The knee doesn't fall in either, it stays out. So we're here and the other one's in the thigh. Okay, so what we do now is we, guess what? Inhale and lengthen and come back. Reach up. You'll get a lovely stretch up here. What we're doing is, again, we're going into a back bend. Slightly differently this time. We're going to do one each side. That's it. Now watch this knee. The legs don't change. Okay, so you're getting your back, we're getting a back bend in and this lovely stretch. Really, really nice. So you're shooting your hand up and back the way, looking up at your hand if you can. That's it. Coming back down, straighten the front leg, parallel feet. And let's do the other side. So come out there. Okay, bend that knee. Hands out in front. Remember, no lazy knees, no waggly knees. Knees straight out. Nice, firm foundation. Hand is up. Back one is on your thigh. And then we lift it up, up, up. That's it. Feel that lovely stretch on the other side. And we're doing another. Back the way here, aren't we? So by now you've maybe got the feeling that you're flexing your front as to just opposed to bending your back. And what this does is increase the flexibility all up the front of your body. We do a lot of forward folds, which are obviously wonderful for you, but they, for your hamstrings and things like that. Sometimes we neglect the front of our body. That's it. So coming back down, turn your feet to the side, parallel, and step to the front of your mat, like so. So we're going to do a flamingo pose now, okay? So basically what that means is we're going to lift up one leg, okay? So start with your left leg, lift that up and just hold on to it. Like sometimes when you're stretching off in the gym, but make sure your knees are lined up, okay? Now if this is okay for you, you can stay there. That's absolutely fine. But what you can also do is put the opposite hand up, okay? So you're in a nice straight line. Hold on if you need to. That's absolutely fine. So what you're feeling here is your thigh being stretched. The front of your thigh being stretched. And obviously this hand is up, stretching that side of your body. But The thigh is being stretched because this is really important when we are doing, say, maybe a little bit more complicated back bends. Our thighs need to be really flexible on the front in order to get back sometimes, especially with poses maybe like camel pose, which you'll maybe have done before. It involves any back bending. It's really important that your thighs are nice and flexible and strong. That's it. And then come down. Let's do the other side. So you're taking your other foot. That's it. Now kick that foot back into the hand, okay? We're not like this. Our legs are totally lined up, okay? Now stay here and hold on. If you want to, that's fine, because you're still getting that stretch into that thigh, which is really the main point of this pose. And if not, you can put your hand up. You don't need to hang on. That's it. Root down that through that standing foot. That's the important one. If that's not strong, where would you be? That's it. Keep your breathing going as well. And come back down. So now we're going to do dancer's pose, which is a little bit of a variation on what we've just done. So we'll start off like we did. So we hold on to right leg, this time back to the beginning, right leg. Okay, now this time put your hand out in front. Again, you can hold on for this one. Okay, so you can put your hand out in front, and this is fine as long as you're kicking that foot back, but you can come forward and kick, kick, kick back with that foot. Okay, kick, 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 kick. And you can see how this is incorporating a little bit of a back bend. Stay in there for a few seconds, as long as you can. Keep your breathing going. And then come back down, nice and slow. And down. Tempting just to fall out of these. So if you can, keep the control. I know what it's like. And sometimes you will fall out of them. But just be careful and hold on if you really, really need to. Not a problem. That's it. For a few breaths. Come back down with control. And then put your foot down. Well done. Okay. So we've done quite a few back bends already actually. So let's come down onto the floor, okay? And we're going to be doing a little bit of a mini flow. Every yoga class is a flow from beginning to end, but this is sort of like a mini flow within there as well. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees first of all, okay? I'll show you what we're going to do. So tuck those toes in. All right, and we're going to inhale, come up to cow pose, okay? So the stomach is coming towards the floor, but you're still engaged there, and you're looking up, okay? So your back is bent, and it's concentrating in the sacral area again. Then we're going to do a cow pose. Tuck that chest into your chest. Sorry, chin into your chest. Back to the ceiling. Nice counter pose. Come back to neutral. Okay, and we're going to thread the needle from here. I'll turn around and show you. Okay, so you take your left hand and you're going to inhale, bring it up, and then exhale down like this. Okay, side of the face on the floor, top of the hand on the floor, and your hips above your knees if you can. So inhale, exhale down again. Okay. Inhale and exhale, okay? And we're going to do that a few times. So once we've done our cat-cow, then our thread the needle like that. We're going to come up again and come into cow pose. So inhale and come up again and pause here for a few seconds. That's it. Then what we're going to do is come back to a neutral spine. Okay, and then we're going to come into cobra pose. So coming down on to your stomach, hands in by the rib cage, coming up to a cobra, okay, like this. So we'll run through it, okay. It always seems complicated, I think, when someone tries to explain it, so let's just do it. Okay, so on your hands and knees, shoulders above your wrists, hips above your knees, we're going to inhale, push that stomach down. Exhale, chin into chest, back up to the ceiling, core is engaged the whole time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, cow. Exhale. and then back to a neutral spine. Left hand, okay? Back to hands and knees. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay? Couple more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Okay, then from there we come back to all fours. Okay, let's look up into a cow pose again. Nice back bend. Then come down onto our bellies, hands in by the rib cage, and come up to cobra. Okay, so your shoulders are above your wrists. Your shoulders are also nice and relaxed. Okay, we don't want this braced arms. We want a wee slight bend. Shoulders away. Give your neck a wee wriggle if you need to. Tops of the toes on the floor. That's it. Looking up. Looking up your head. If it's too sore, just look ahead. That's it. And then come back down. Make a wee pillow with your hands. And stay there for a minute. So we're going to do that again on the other side, okay? And the only difference is that we'll be doing the thread the needle with the right hand instead, okay? So stay there just for a little minute. So this is a really nice flow because what we're doing with the cow pose is a back bend. I know, if I had a penny for every time I was saying that during this class. So we are doing the back bend, and then the cat pose where we push our back up to ceiling is a nice counter pose for that. So it's just excellent for the back, these two moves. And then with the with threading the needle, what we're doing is we're actually rotating the spine as well. So we're opening the spine right up in this little movement. Then we're coming back to cow pose and then finishing off with cobra on the floor. Because by that time, we've warmed it up, we've opened it up, and you should be able to achieve a little bit, maybe more of a cobra than you would normally. But it's all focused on lengthening the front of your body. So let's do the other side. Back to hands and knees. So tuck the toes, remember, nice boxy shape. You can come back if your wrists are a little bit sore. Take those weights off the wrist. So we're going to inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest, push that back up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chest to chin to chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, chin to chest. Take your right hand this time. Look up and inhale, and then exhale. One nice smooth movement, side of the face on the floor, top of the hand on the floor. Inhale, exhale. That's it. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. And then come back up again. And then our toes are tucked to get your alignment back. And come back into cow pose again. That's it. Now then, come down onto your front. Hands in by the rib cage, top of the feet on the floor. And come up to cobra pose. Okay? So remember, arms aren't braced. Okay? They're a wee bit bent, softened. Let's say, looking up, hands are splayed as well. Come down onto your stomach and head on your hands, okay? Just let that back relax for a little minute. Okay, then we're all going to come up onto our hands and knees and we're going to do a child's pose. So keep your knees and your feet together. Sit back in your bum as much as you can. You can always shove a wee block under there if your bottom's not quite at your heels. Put the tops of your hands on the floor and put your forehead on the floor, okay? So this is a lovely pose. Nice and calming. Check in with your breath and feel that lovely stretch from the top of your bottom here right up to your neck. We're curving the spine right over and getting a lovely counter pose. Stay there for a minute for all those back bending moves that we've done. So stay there for a little minute, literally 1 minute, because that's how we counter pose it. So we're minimising the risk of aches and pains and injury and all these other things. So appreciate a little moment there. That's it. And then we'll get started again. Okay, so just enjoy the child's pose. Enjoy checking in with your breathing as well. Okay, you've worked very hard so far. And then we are going to come up and do a locust pose in a minute. Okay, but there's variations, don't worry, there's always variations. Okay, so slowly making your way up, okay, we're going to come on to our fronts this time to do a locust pose. Okay, so we're on our hands, we're on our front like this and stretch right out. So your tops of your feet on the floor and your hands are out here. Now, locust pose is when your hands and your feet come off the mat like this, okay? If you're going to find that too much, okay, you can always just lift one leg at a time, like this. That's it. Or you can lift both legs if you want to. You can actually come up like this if you want to lift both legs. Just watch your back, okay? So coming down, choose your variation. But if you're wanting to do full locust pose, you have to just come up, lift your hands and your feet, point your toes, stretch out, stay here for a little second or two, and then come back down. That's it. Then come up again. We'll just do 3 of these. And then come back down. And then come up again. Remember your variations if you need to. Okay? And if that, even all of that is too much for you, feel free to stay in your child's pose. Okay? There is always an option for you. All right? And if there's one that you think really doesn't suit you, because there's maybe always a couple of poses you think that's maybe not the best for me, just go into your child's pose, okay? It just means extending it by a wee 30 seconds or so. So don't worry about it and don't stress about it. So we're going to do a bow pose now. Now, we sometimes do this, when we lift our legs up and we do it like that, but we're going to do it on our sides this time. So I'll turn my back to you so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to lie on our sides. So we're going to bend back, okay, and we're going to see if we can hold on to our feet. Just watch your balance. That's it. And this is what you're doing here. If you can't hold on to your feet, that's absolutely fine. You can just reach back and bend your knees. That's absolutely fine. So coming round onto the other side, okay? It just means that you can maybe, and sometimes you might be able to get into this easier than you would if you were on your front. So you're on that shoulder, put that hand out behind you, okay? And then hold on to your feet. There we go. Okay, you can put your head back as well if you want. Okay, but you can maybe, it's to say if you don't reach your toes, that's absolutely fine. Or you can hold on to your ankles as well. So on this side, bow pose. That's it. And then coming back down. So coming onto all fours again, we're going to do tiger pose. Okay. So coming up onto all fours like we did before, you're going to stretch out your left leg. Okay, now you can stay like that, absolutely fine. Or you can do this. All right? And if you do this, stay here. As I say, you can have your hand down and flex that foot. Okay, so your heel's pointing back. Okay, then come down and do the other one. Okay, so foot out first. I think it's always a wee bit easier to start your foot out first. Hand out. That's it. Put your heel out. That's it. And then coming back down. Lovely. Okie dokie. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a camel pose now. Remember I was talking about this before and you'll understand why we were doing our flamingo pose. Remember we're stretching our thighs. So there are, again, variations for everything. We're going to start off by doing a half camel. Okay. So first of all, we'll put our hands on the top here. Now, really important that this stays like this. We don't want it coming back like that, okay? Try and keep this bit hips forward, okay? Same rules apply, chest lifts up and forward almost, okay? Whilst you're coming back. I know it seems like you're going forward to come backwards, but it's just so as you're not just leaning back and putting incredible pressure down here in your back. So hands here, we're going to lift up. And then you're just going to do, remember like we did before when we're standing up? So you should be nice and straight here and lift from your back, okay? And not doing this because you can feel if you lean back, it's not good, okay? So staying here. If it's too much, you can take your head forward. As long as you get that lift in the chest and you're going in that direction, that's fine. Okay? So now we're going to try a half camel. okay? So if this is not for you, stick with what we were just doing there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand, as if we're doing a backstroke, really create the space, inhale and bring it round and try and put it in that heel behind you, okay? Try and do that, and you're going to lift this one up, okay? So you're back bending a little bit to the side, okay? Your feet down there, lifting up with this one, and then coming back down. Do the same on the other side, so nice and straight. Hand back. You can have a wee look as well. You don't have to do it completely blind and coming up. So if that's too much for you, please just stick with the original version of what we were doing and then come back up. Now, if you want to be really careful, okay, you can do a full camel. So what to do is tuck your toes in for this one, and only if you're fully confident that you're not going to hurt. We don't want anyone hurting themselves. So if in doubt at all, stay with the original version, because what we're going to do is lift our chest up and back again, and you're going to bring both hands down, okay, to your feet here. Okay? So this is what we're doing. Keep those hips as forward as you can. Okay? Now to come out of it, you're just going to come down like that, okay? Or come out of it however is comfortable for you. For me, that's easier, but you might find it easier to come back up. So it's really important that you come out of it how you see fit. So we're going to do that nice wee thread the needle flow again to loosen up, because obviously we're doing a lot of back bending. So we're just going to do that again, dead easy, one side at a time. We're not going to do all the other stuff this time. So we're on our hands and knees again. Okay, left hand up. So it's like a sort of slight twist here. Inhale and then exhale, coming right down. Feel that releasing your lower back. Up, inhale. Exhale, come down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And one more. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. That's it. So coming back up, we have to do the other side. So inhale, hand up. Exhale, come on down. Inhale and exhale. That's it. Inhale and exhale. And one more. Inhale and exhale. And coming back up. So we're going to put our toes together this time and bring your knees out towards the side of the mat. The width is up to you. Bring that bottom back, forehead on the floor, and stretch your hands out for this variation of child's pose, okay? Heels don't need to be next to the bum. Put a blanket on top of your heels if you want as well. And just feel your lower back release. Okay, so stay there for a few seconds. Okay, so it's really important to do these little counter poses as well, because we've done a lot of back bending here tonight. Nothing too exotic, as I was saying before. We're not, doing wheel poses and things. But eventually, if you can carry on with your practice, then all these things are a sort of an eventuality if you want to go down that route. But to get there in the first place, we need to get the front of the body really a bit more flexible in order to do that, because you'll never ever be able to do these other back bends. So that's why we did thigh stretches and all that sort of thing as well. So staying in your child's pose just for a wee minute. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our backs now, okay? And we are going to do a couple more variations of back bending. So lie down, feet on the floor, okay? So your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. They are about maybe couple of hands length away from your bottom. That's it. And we're going to do bridge pose. Now, what we're not going to do is just this, okay? If you've done bridge pose with me before, you will know, okay? Get comfy, spine is flat on the floor, and just make yourself nice and comfy. Now, we are going to indeed lift up into a bridge, like this. But what we're going to do is try and not let our knees fall out, okay? You can even, if you want to, put a block, cushion, whatever you can find, between your knees. Okay, now think about this as if your knees are going forward, okay, as if your tailbone's going forward as well whilst it's lifting. Okay, so we want to be, again, opening that spine up, okay? So get yourself ready, heels are a little bit wider, okay? And then you're going to slowly peel up, okay? Knees are going forward, tailbone's lifting, going forward, okay? Knees are together. Now, if you're up, you can clasp your hands underneath, okay? You shouldn't be squeezing too much with your glutes, actually, because it's your core here that's lifting you, and you're going forward, okay? So gently peel back down, all right? And if you want to, next time you can scooch your shoulders under. I'll show you how to do that. So let's come again, knees and tailbone forward, coming up. Clasp your hands if you want to, or keep them flat. And if you want to, you can scooch that under. Okay? Under like that. Okay, hands on the floor and back down. And we'll do one more. Okay, so knees together, remember, great if you've got a block or a cushion there. And we're going to peel up. That's it. Clasp those hands, chest up. That's it. And then come back down. Okay, so now we're going to do a fish pose. So stay lying on your back. Now, legs are long for this one. Okay, again, a few variations. Point your toes, first of all, good place to start. Okay, and we're going to come up on our elbows for this one. Okay, now if this, you can stop here if you want to, depending, because what we're going to do, I'll show you what the pose is, and then you can stop wherever that you want to. So same motion that we've been doing all night. We are lifting that chest up, okay, so we're not just bending the back, we're lifting and lengthening the front of the body, okay, and we're going to try and get the crown of the head on the floor, and if it's not on the floor, as long as it's on its way there, okay, so we don't need to be trying any acrobatics or anything like that. So your elbows are on the floor, okay, and we're going to lift the chest first of all, okay, so you can stop there, and then put your head back. Now, if you want to, you can then put the top of your head on the floor, okay? So you're lifting that chest up. You don't have to put your head on the floor. Just here is fine, okay? Or you can put the top of the head on the floor. Okay, so tuck in the chin, come up slowly. If you've come up, and lie on your back. So, what we're going to do now is bring both our knees in to our chest, like so. That's it, and now give them a right good hug. That's it, because you can see what this is. This is a bit like child pose, but on your back. So give it nice, you can rock from side to side as well. Give that lower back a little massage. That's it. Now coming back down, we're going to put the soles of our feet together and let your knees come out. Okay, put some blocks underneath these knees if you want to, or cushions, if that's too stretchy for you. Other than that, just put your one hand on your tummy and one hand on your chest. You can close your eyes if you want. And just feel that nice stretch. Okay, spine is on the floor. Just really enjoy that stretch. In here for a few seconds. Now bring your knees back up and put your legs long again. Now what we're going to do is you're going to bend your right knee, okay, and you're going to hold on to it if you can with your left hand, and you're going to bring it over, okay, so you will come onto your hips, okay. Normally when we do a spinal twist, it's like quite important to kind of stay, but you are going to come onto your side, okay, put the other hand out to the side and look to the right, okay. So you've got your knee here, you are on your hip here, okay. What we're doing is a lovely spinal twist here, just another variation of it. You don't have to look to the right if that's too much, you can look ahead. Okay, if that's not enough for you, you can stretch that leg out as well. So just go to where you want to go. That's it. And then come back down. Same on the other side. Let that other leg go long. Hold on to the left leg with the right hand and come on over. Okay. And then put that hand out to the side. That's it. And look to the left. So if your legs are to the right, you're looking to the left in order to get the full spinal twist. Spine's worked hard for us tonight. That's it. Coming back in again. Do that nice little huddle. You don't have to bring your head up, okay? But you can do it, just gives the sort of full spinal motion, range of motion. That's it. And then relax out, down into your Shavasana position. Okay, so relaxing out. Okay, get into a nice comfy position. Legs as wide as the mat, hands out to your sides, tops of the hands on the floor. And close your eyes, of course. Okay, now settle as much as you can. You might find, because we've been doing a little bit of back bending, that your lower back maybe doesn't settle in straight away. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it at all. Just let your breathing go. We're not doing any sort of special breathing. We are just intent on relaxing at this point. That's it. And try and, at this point, notice if you get any aches and pains, any areas of tension, and just try and direct your breathing to those areas of aches and pains. And try not to dwell on it either. Just notice them, breathe into them for a few breaths, and let it go. And feel how nice the mat feels after your hard work, after your practice. Feel how nice and stable it is underneath you. And feel where your body's in contact with the mat as well. Your heels, your calves, your thighs, your bottom, your back, maybe your lower back and your upper back definitely, the backs of your arms and the backs of your hands as well, all resting really nicely and easily on the mat, and the back of your head. And just relax your face as well. Just feel your jaw relaxing. And maybe you'll feel your breath deepening if you're starting to relax deeply already. So taking the time to get all the benefits of your practice today. Taking the rest, appreciating the rest, in order for your body to restore itself. Charge of the batteries. Just take your time, relax into your mat, and I'll talk to you again in a couple of minutes. Gently feeling your breath deepen a little bit, coming back into the here and now if you've been relaxing deeply, and coming to and give your fingers a wiggle, your feet a wiggle. Do what you need to do to sort of come back into the present. That might be giving your legs a wee shake, or you might want to bend your knees and put your feet on the floor. It's up to you, whatever works for you. Then slowly turn your head to the right, and then following suit with the rest of your body. And staying there just for a little minute, just in order to waken up a little bit more. And then in your own time, coming up to a cross-leg position, but take your time. So once you're up in a cross-leg position, sit with your hands in prayer position. And relax, nice straight back. So I hope this practice heals and strengthens your body and your mind. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed your back bending sequence tonight. Let me know how you got on with this class, and let me know how you feel the day after as well. We neglect our backs a fair bit, I think it's easy to say. So anything involving the back and exercising it and twisting it and turning it and getting a little bit moving can really, really help. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again for the next class. See you later.